Again, I'm not Neil deGrasse Tyson, so I don't know what he said. I'd be happy to look at it if you can link it and see.
He claims Coriolis effect. Are you unfamiliar that the globe claims Coriolis effect?
Yes,
It's a fairly
I'm
well
not
known.
familiar with that at all.
It's fairly well known by the globe. Yet you're contradicting that claim. I'll say it a third time. That's you turning beneath stuff to see it drift. That's what Coriolis is. And you're talking about how stuff goes up and stays above the same position. That's contradicting what the globe claims. Third time I've said it.
Yeah. Okay.
And the ball comes up and it careens off the left upright and goes in for the win.
Wow.
And I said, wait, the angle of this, how long is it? I did a quick calculation. The winning field goal in that game was aided by a 1/3 of an inch deflection to the right from Earth's rotation. And we have a round ball. It's a curved surface. There are no flat surfaces on a football. That's what I mean by round.
Right.
That will interfere with the ball.
There's that damn rotation of the Earth.
Because the Earth will then bring it back to the right for you.
Whether it's a globe proof or not, I don't know. I didn't think that far ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, the globe claims that there's Coriolis effect, though.
For the rotation of the Earth to deflect it to the right.
Okay. And?
But that's an item leaving the non-inertial reference frame and appearing to drift when it moves through the inertial reference frame. So you're explaining how these things don't drift, right? How they can stay moving at 15 degrees an hour even though they're basically stationary above the same spot. Well, that's something not drifting, isn't it? But the globe claims it will drift.
He said if it's not a machine, so like whoever the guy did the Red Bull jump, right? He's not a machine, so he should have drifted.
No.
And then left.
No. The guy doesn't. No. The guy doesn't drift. You, if the Earth was turning, would observe him to drift from the ground, because Earth's turning beneath him. So the drift is something you would observe. So while you're describing Extremis, the helicopter going up and staying above the same spot. So the guy who's underneath the helicopter watches the helicopter go up and not drift as the globe claims it will. Right?
So can that helicopter, it can choose to stay in the same same position.
Let's try once more, Extremis. Right? Yeah, the drift isn't anything to do with the helicopter's motion. It's you observing it from the ground. So it doesn't matter what the helicopter chooses to do. Drift is you turning beneath it. You observing it as you turn beneath it. So you keep detailing what the helicopter does, but Coriolis effect.
Because
go on.
Okay.
No, go on.
If there is Coriolis, then the helicopter can choose to compensate for it. If it exists, the helicopter can choose.
No, that's that's incorrect. The reason it's incorrect because Coriolis effect can only be observed as you turn beneath the thing you're watching. So suggesting that the item can choose to correct... No. Coriolis is something you will observe as you turn beneath that item. But to observe it, you've got to turn beneath it. And I'm saying you're explaining how something goes up and wouldn't be observed to drift as the globe claims it will. Globe claims Coriolis effect. That isn't something that the projectile's going to account for. It can't. Like the pilot and Wolfie found out. And Danny Faulkner's about to find out when this gets published. The video I just made, not this. But my point is, you can't account for Coriolis in the projectile. Projectile moves straight, you see it seem to drift. Well, what's it going to account for? If it's moving straight and you're seeing it seem to not move straight because you rotate beneath it, that's only observable if you rotate beneath it. So the projectile helicopter is accounting for Coriolis effect. That's wrong.
You guys are talking about two different things. That what he was trying to answer was somebody asked, why doesn't the rate of rotation change with altitude? And he was using the helicopter as an example. If the helicopter was to go up and hover over the same point on the Earth, it's still going to make a full rotation in the same 24 hours that Los Angeles is if it's hovering above it.
So
you guys are
I
talking
understood
about two
that.
different things.
I understood that, and I asked, how does this prove a sphere Earth?
He said it didn't.
It doesn't. Yeah, so what you're doing is actually contradicting what the globe claims. That's my point. You're anti-flat earthers, because the globe doesn't claim that items go up and stay above the position that they are. Quite the contrary. Assisted by Earth's rotation, says Neil deGrasse Tyson. That's Earth turning beneath a football. But you're contradicting that. You're going against what the globe claims. I just wanted to point that out to you.
Well, again, I'm not Neil deGrasse Tyson, so I don't know what he said. I'd be happy to look at it if you can link it and see.
He claims Coriolis effect. Are you unfamiliar that the globe claims Coriolis effect?
Yes,
it's a fairly
I'm
well
not
known.
familiar with that at all.
It's fairly well known by the globe. Yet you're contradicting that claim. I'll say it a third time. That's you turning beneath stuff to see it drift. That's what Coriolis is. And you're talking about how stuff goes up and stays above the same position. That's contradicting what the globe claims. Third time I've said it.
Yeah. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Now let me ask you a question.
Why?
What about? Well, because I'm trying to understand what you're saying a little better.
I'm not. The globe's saying it. I'm not. I'm pointing out that you're contradicting what the globe claims. You're going against heliocentric claims of drift, Earth turning beneath stuff. That's Coriolis effect. You were also talking about Coriolis effect and how projectiles, in the case of extremis, are going to correct for it. And I wanted to make sure he understands how wrong he is. Because he is wrong. Coriolis cannot be accounted for in projectiles. It can only be observed as you turn beneath things. But to observe it, as the globe claims we will, you've got to turn beneath things. Not talk about how we don't turn beneath them, like hovering helicopters. You understand how you're going against what the globe claims. I'm not going to be answering anything. I'm just correcting you guys who are defying what the globe claims, making that clear to you.
Thousands or even millions of years to reach the Earth.
Bitch.
Well, if it ain't my bestest friend on God's flat Earth.
What is gravity?
I have no idea. Okay, next question.
Wow. You just don't believe it, do you, lads?
You and your reference frames have been ruined.